Hi, it's Warren here from Overexposed 360, and here's our review and thoughts of the 360 Fly 4K. The 360 Fly 4K is a 4K successor to the original 360 Fly camera, one of the first 360 cameras that hit the market in 2015. This was the camera that first got me interested in 360 cameras. It amazed me in its ability to let the viewer freedom to decide on the point of view when watching videos. It really seems like the next evolution step to the GoPro action camera market. And this is definitely the market that the 360 Fly and the brand new 360 Fly 4K is aiming for. The 360 Fly 4K, as the name suggests, boasts an upgrade in the output video resolution to 4K, even though the camera captured video in the resolution of 2880 by 2880. The first thing we noticed in our unboxing is how nice the packaging is, and we weren't disappointed when we opened it and got our hands on the 360 Fly 4K camera itself. The design of the camera looks great and practical, with the rough edges being able to stabilize the camera on the floor at various angles without it rolling away. The camera feels very sturdy and well built. It got a weight to it that gives me comfort that it can handle a bit more throwing around, which I tend to do with my other camera equipment. It's a comfort to know that a 360 Fly 4K is shockproof and, more importantly, waterproof up to 50 meters deep. However, like its predecessor and other 360 cameras on the market, there is a large exposed glass for the lens, which I'm always worried about scratching when using the camera as an action cam is built and meant to be. There must be a way to have a protective case like the GoPro without hindering the camera operations. The 360 Fly cameras have also forced me to reevaluate what my belief of what a 360 camera is supposed to be. This camera is a single lens camera and is advertised as a 360 camera, which technically it is true, as it does record 360 degrees horizontally around the x-axis. However, it only covers 240 degrees in the y-axis. The 120 degrees missing is all at the bottom of the camera, which can be a good thing or a bad thing depending where the camera is placed or mounted. By missing 120 degrees at the bottom of the field of view, it makes it not really suitable for making traditional videos where the point of view is leveled around the shoulder or head of your subjects, and it is quite annoying for the viewer as they can rotate 360 degrees around the point of view, can look straight up, but unfortunately basically missing anything below this. And if you mount the camera lower than the subjects on the floor, then you get this weird angle of looking up at people, and everyone got this fisheye elongated feel to it. So the 360 Fly 4K is not really suited for those budding directors trying to reinvent a traditional style film in 360 degrees. Where this camera really shines is when you treat it like an action camera. A 360 GoPro is probably the best way to approach the 360 Fly 4K. As an action camera, the lower point of view is often preferred, as it brings the viewer closer to the action and gives the video a greater sense of speed. Added to the fact that the 360 Fly 4K is shockproof and water resistant down to 50 meters, it definitely shoots this 360 degrees camera out from the current crop of other 360 cameras. Even though I think the 360 Fly 4K is extremely sturdy in its construction, like I said earlier, I would still like to see some protective case for the lens. But apart from that, I'm more than comfortable bringing the 360 Fly 4K to the beach and throw it around, laying it on the sand and shoot some beach volleyball, or mounting it on the front or back of a surfboard to get a fantastic 360 point of view of the surf. The 360 Fly cameras is also great for mounting on drones. The missing 120 degrees that I was worried about previously is not a concern here, and in fact it may be treated as an advantage, as it means that the viewer won't see the drone the camera is mounted on. Either way, you're not really missing out on much, as the missing field of view is pretty much the sky above. Another plus for the 360 Fly 4K is that when you export a video out, it allows you to choose how your camera was mounted, e.g. upside down, and convert your video the right way up using the 360 Fly software. Another great thing about the 360 Fly cameras is that they are compatible to both Android and iOS, and the 360 Fly Director software is available to both Windows and macOS. For someone like me who doesn't like to lock into a particular ecosystem, this is definitely a noted advantage over something like the Samsung Gear 360. The 360 Fly 4K video mode support both 24 and 30 frames per second at its highest resolution of 2880 by 2880. And if you want 60 frames per second, then the resolution is decreased to 1728 by 1728. Along with the 360 video, photo and time-lapse mode, the 360 Fly 4K introduces a new mode called POV, which basically shoots standard extra wide video photos like a GoPro. It's a nice little addition, but I found that the fisheye effect is still a little bit too distorted for it to be useful for general use. There are a few situations where this effect works, and even though I haven't found much use for it at the moment, it's a welcome addition as it's always better to have more options available. The 360 Fly app used to control the camera is generally quite good. The user interface is clean and easy to follow. Connecting to the camera is pretty easy, but sometimes it takes a little bit longer than I would like it to be. The live view image can sometimes be a little bit choppy and pixelated, but it does do its job. For some reason though, the live view is not available when recording video in its highest resolution at 30 frames per second. The app allows you to adjust saturation, brightness, exposure and contrast for your shot. However, I struggle with these controls a little in how accurate the changes are applied. I would also like to see a few more manual video photo controls on how the video image is taken. An interesting mode within the app is to follow the action icon. This will automatically switch the point of view of the 360 video to where there is the most movement in the video. Although this may not be accurate all the time, it is an interesting feature to help orient the viewer to the most interesting part of the footage, rather than leave them wondering where to look. The mobile app also surprisingly features quite a few quick editing functions that allow you to make edits on the fly before you share it to your favorite social media sites. The app allows you to trim 360 videos, apply a filter to it, and also adding a soundtrack from a list of already licensed songs for use with 360 Fly editing. Apart from experiencing a few crashes here and there, the mobile app is definitely fit for purpose and have quite a lot of editing features built in to cater for its core audience. And obviously, it's great that it's available for both Android and iOS. The 360 Fly Director is a desktop app for editing and converting the 360 videos and photos captured by the 360 Fly cameras. The user interface is pretty simple and easy to understand. It's got a similar style to the mobile app, which helps users with familiarity. It offers slightly expanded editing features, such as merging multiple clips together and changing the projection of the video, e.g. flip the video for when you mount the camera upside down. It's not a comprehensive 360 videos editing suite, but then again it's not meant to be. It offers enough editing capabilities for most of the target users. The 360 Fly 4K is definitely a step up from the original 360 Fly. The 4K video is welcome and gives the video and photos a much needed resolution boost. Before I forget, I must say, for me, one of the most important changes from the original 360 Fly is that the 360 Fly 4K now have a standard tripod mount, which is much preferred over the previous proprietary mount. Unfortunately for us, we feel the image quality in both the videos and photos still needs to be improved. There appears to be quite a lot of compression and lack of details and sharpness that I want for my cameras. But to be fair, I don't think there is any other single device 360 camera on the market at the moment that would meet my personal expectation in terms of image quality. The 240 degrees field of view on the y-axis is also a stumbling block for our personal needs, as our main use is not as an action cam. However, with a little bit of planning and thinking about mounting points before you shoot, the missing 120 degrees in field of view may not be as much of an issue as I make out to be. So apart from those points, what do we really think about the 360 Fly 4K? There's a lot of things we actually like about this camera. The build and design is fantastic. The change to the standard tripod mount is welcome. The mobile and desktop app is a great complement to the camera and offer enough functionality to cater for most users, and for those who want more, they're likely to be editing elsewhere anyway. The connection speed and stability of the mobile app can be improved on, and I'm sure these are things that they're working on in future updates. Personally, I expect a little more from the image quality of my cameras, and the missing 120 degrees field of view is limiting, and it's an issue for me, for my personal need, for my 360 camera. The 360 Fly 4K knows its target market, and it knows it well. And it is here that this camera excels and does have a good fit for purpose. A lot of the features and editing capabilities of the mobile app is also geared towards its crowd. Would I recommend this camera? Well, if you're a current GoPro user and love mounting your GoPro on your bike, on your helmet, surfboard, etc., I think you'll love the 360 Fly 4K, as the 360 view definitely opened up a whole new world to the action camera extreme sport videos. I don't think the other 360 cameras currently on the market is comparable if this is exactly what you want your camera for. I hope this video have been useful for some of you, and we're in the process of doing some workflow video for the 360 Fly 4K camera. We're also looking to do some comparison tests to other 360 cameras on the market, such as the Samsung Gear 360. Hope you enjoyed this and our other videos. Please subscribe to us and leave us some comments about your thoughts on the 360 Fly 4K. Until next time, it's Warren here from Overexposed 360.